In this captivating video, we delve into the spine-tingling world of eerie experiences encountered in abandoned places, where the remnants of the past linger in the shadows. As we explore these forgotten sites, we uncover chilling tales that send shivers down the spine, revealing the unsettling stories that have unfolded within their crumbling walls. From ghostly apparitions to inexplicable sounds echoing through empty halls, each encounter shared in this video paints a vivid picture of the haunting atmosphere that envelops these locations. The stories are not just mere anecdotes. They are accounts of real-life encounters that challenge our understanding of reality and the supernatural. As we journey through these abandoned spaces, we invite you to immerse yourself in the suspenseful narrative that unfolds, filled with tension and intrigue. The tone is set for an engaging exploration, where every creak of the floorboards and whisper of the wind adds to the suspense, drawing viewers deeper into the mysteries that lie within. Urban exploration takes on a new dimension as we navigate through these ghostly tales, igniting a sense of curiosity and adventure. Each story serves as a reminder of the history that permeates these deserted places, urging us to consider who once walked these halls and what might still linger in the air. The allure of the unknown beckons, and as we share these chilling encounters, we hope to spark your interest in the world of urban exploration and the ghostly narratives that accompany it. Prepare to be captivated by the eerie ambience and the unsettling experiences that await as we embark on this thrilling journey into the heart of abandoned places, where every shadow holds a secret and every silence tells a story. On a crisp autumn afternoon, 3 friends, Jenny, Luca, and Kylie, decided to embark on an adventure that would become the stuff of legends among their circle. They had heard whispers about an unfinished ghost house on the outskirts of town, a place shrouded in mystery and rumoured to be haunted. The trio, fueled by a mix of curiosity and a thirst for excitement, set off to explore the eerie structure that loomed in the distance, its skeletal frame barely visible through the dense fog that had rolled in. As they approached the ghost house, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The air grew heavy, and an unsettling silence enveloped them, broken only by the crunch of leaves beneath their feet. The house stood ominously at the end of a long, overgrown path, its windows dark and hollow, like empty eyes watching their every move. The peeling paint and sagging roof hinted at years of neglect, while the surrounding trees, twisted and gnarled, seemed to reach out with skeletal branches, adding to the foreboding ambience. Jenny, always the brave one, led the way, her flashlight beam cutting through the gloom, illuminating the path ahead. Luca followed closely, his heart racing with a mix of fear and exhilaration, while Kylie, ever the skeptic, kept her eyes peeled for any signs of the supernatural. As they stepped inside the ghost house, the temperature dropped noticeably, sending a chill down their spines. Dust motes danced in the beam of Jenny's flashlight, and the musty smell of decay filled the air. The interior was a maze of unfinished rooms, with exposed beams and scattered debris creating an unsettling labyrinth. Shadows flickered in the corners of their vision, and every creak of the floorboards echoed ominously, heightening their sense of unease. They exchanged nervous glances, but the thrill of exploration pushed them forward. They wandered through the dimly lit rooms, each one more unsettling than the last, discovering remnants of a life once lived. Old furniture draped in white sheets, faded photographs hanging askew on the walls, and a staircase that spiraled into darkness. Just as they were beginning to feel the weight of the house's history, an unexpected encounter sent their hearts racing. From the shadows emerged a mysterious woman, her figure draped in a flowing white dress that seemed to shimmer in the dim light. Her long hair cascaded around her shoulders, and her eyes, deep and haunting, locked onto theirs with an intensity that sent shivers down their spines. The friends froze, caught between fear and fascination. Jenny, ever the bold one, stepped forward, her voice trembling as she asked, "Who are you?" The woman remained silent, her gaze unwavering, as if she were searching their souls. Luca, feeling a surge of protectiveness, instinctively moved closer to Jenny, while Kylie, wide-eyed and breathless, whispered, "This can't be real." The atmosphere thickened, and the air felt electric, charged with an unexplainable energy. The woman finally spoke, her voice soft yet echoing through the empty halls. "You shouldn't be here." The warning hung in the air, heavy with foreboding. The friends exchanged glances, their hearts pounding in their chests, unsure of whether to flee or stay. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. The woman's presence was both captivating and terrifying, and they felt an inexplicable connection to her, as if she were a guardian of the house, warning them of the dangers that lay within. Just as suddenly as she had appeared, she turned and glided away, disappearing into the shadows of the house. The friends stood in stunned silence, the weight of her words sinking in. "What just happened?" Kylie finally managed to whisper, her voice barely audible. Jenny and Luca could only shake their heads, their minds racing with questions. The thrill of their adventure had taken a sharp turn into the unknown, and they knew they would never forget this eerie encounter. The ghost house, once just a place of curiosity, had transformed into a realm of mystery and suspense, leaving them with a lingering sense of unease and a story that would haunt them long after they left its haunted halls. On a chilly evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape, Chaz and I found ourselves standing at the edge of an overgrown path that led to the infamous abandoned mansion near the old cemetery. The air was thick with anticipation and a hint of mischief, as we had heard countless tales about the mansion's haunted past. With its crumbling facade and broken windows, the mansion loomed like a spectre against the darkening sky, beckoning us to uncover its secrets. Chaz, always the instigator of our adventures, had convinced me that this would be the perfect night for a little thrill-seeking. Armed with flashlights and a sense of bravado, we set off, our laughter echoing in the stillness of the evening. As we approached the mansion, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The once vibrant garden had succumbed to nature's relentless grasp, with weeds and wildflowers reclaiming the space. The wrought iron gate creaked ominously as we pushed it open, the sound reverberating through the air like a warning. The mansion stood before us, its once grand architecture now a haunting reminder of a bygone era. The moonlight illuminated the cracked stone walls, casting eerie shadows that danced across the ground. Chaz, with a mischievous grin, suggested we explore the mansion's interior, and I couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. With each step we took toward the entrance, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped us. The front door, slightly ajar, seemed to invite us in, and we exchanged glances filled with both thrill and apprehension. "What's the worst that could happen?" Chaz joked, pushing the door open wider. We stepped inside, our flashlights cutting through the darkness, revealing a grand foyer that had long been abandoned. Dust motes floated in the air, and the scent of mildew filled our nostrils. The once opulent decor was now a mere shadow of its former glory, with tattered drapes hanging limply and furniture covered in layers of dust. As we ventured deeper into the mansion, our laughter faded, replaced by an eerie stillness that seemed to seep into our bones. Chaz, ever the prankster, suggested we play a game of hide and seek, and I reluctantly agreed, hoping to lighten the mood. We split up, with Chaz hiding in a dark corner of the parlour, while I counted to 20, my voice echoing off the walls. As I searched for him, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone. The atmosphere felt charged, as if the very walls were watching us. Suddenly, a chill ran down my spine, and I paused, straining to hear any sound that might indicate Chaz's whereabouts. Instead, I heard something far more unsettling. A low whispering that seemed to drift through the air, wrapping around me like a cold fog. My heart raced as I turned to look toward the source of the sound, and that's when I saw them. Cloaked figures emerged from the shadows, their faces obscured by dark hoods. They moved silently, gliding across the room as if they were part of the very darkness itself. Panic surged through me, and I called out for Chaz, my voice trembling with fear. "Chaz, where are you?" I shouted. my heart pounding in my chest. The figures continued to advance, their presence suffocating, and I felt an overwhelming urge to flee. Just then, Chaz burst into the room, his face pale as he took in the sight before us. "What the hell is going on?" he gasped, his bravado evaporating in an instant. The cloaked figures turned their attention toward us, and I could feel their gaze piercing through the darkness. In a moment of sheer panic, we bolted for the exit, our footsteps echoing loudly in the silence. The figures seemed to follow us, their movements fluid and unnerving. We stumbled through the mansion, adrenaline coursing through our veins as we desperately searched for the way out. The once familiar layout became a maze of shadows and fear, and every creak of the floorboards felt like a warning. Finally, we burst through the front door, gasping for breath as we stumbled into the cool night air. We didn't stop running until we reached the safety of the cemetery gate, our hearts racing and minds racing with disbelief. The mansion loomed behind us, a dark silhouette against the moonlit sky, and we exchanged wide-eyed glances, the reality of what we had just experienced sinking in. "Did we really just see that?" Chaz asked, his voice shaky. I nodded, still trying to process the encounter. The thrill of our mischievous intentions had turned into a night of terror, and as we walked away from the mansion, we knew we would never forget the chilling experience that had unfolded in the shadows of the abandoned mansion near the cemetery. On a crisp autumn night, a group of pledge brothers from the Delta Sigma fraternity gathered around a flickering campfire, their laughter mingling with the crackling of the flames. Among them was Joshua, a spirited and adventurous soul, eager to prove himself to his brothers. As the conversation turned to urban legends and ghost stories, someone mentioned the abandoned hospital on the outskirts of town, a place rumored to be haunted by the spirits of former patients. The idea sparked a thrill among the group, and before long, they decided that a midnight exploration of the hospital would be the perfect initiation for Joshua. As they approached the hospital, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The once bustling facility now stood in eerie silence, its crumbling facade illuminated by the pale light of the moon. The windows were shattered, and vines crept up the walls, reclaiming the structure as nature began to take over. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves in the wind. Joshua felt a shiver run down his spine, but he pushed it aside, determined to show his courage to his brothers. With flashlights in hand, the group made their way through the rusted gates, their excitement mingling with a sense of foreboding. As they stepped inside, the atmosphere grew even more oppressive. The smell of mildew and decay filled the air, and the darkness seemed to swallow them whole. The hospital's interior was a labyrinth of abandoned rooms and long-forgotten equipment, each corner holding the weight of untold stories. Joshua's heart raced as they ventured deeper into the building, the beam of his flashlight revealing peeling paint and remnants of a life once lived. The brothers exchanged jokes and laughter, trying to mask their unease, but the oppressive silence of the hospital loomed over them like a dark cloud. They wandered through the dimly lit hallways, their footsteps echoing ominously against the cracked tiles. Joshua felt a mix of exhilaration and dread as they explored the old patient rooms, each one more unsettling than the last. The walls were adorned with faded murals, and rusted hospital beds lay abandoned, as if waiting for patients who would never return. The group's bravado began to wane as they encountered strange noises, distant creaks and whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. Joshua couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, but he pushed the thought aside, determined to impress his brothers. As they reached the end of a long corridor, a sudden chill swept through the air, causing Joshua to shiver involuntarily. The group paused, exchanging nervous glances, when suddenly a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. It echoed through the halls, sending a wave of terror crashing over them. The sound was raw and filled with anguish, and it seemed to resonate from the depths of the hospital. Joshua's heart raced as adrenaline surged through his veins. "What was that?" he gasped, his voice barely above a whisper. The brothers stood frozen, fear gripping them as they tried to comprehend the source of the scream. Before anyone could respond, a shadow darted across the hallway, moving with an unnatural speed. It was a fleeting glimpse, but it was enough to send the group into a panic. "Did you see that?" one of the brothers shouted, his voice trembling. Joshua's mind raced as he tried to process what he had just witnessed. The shadow had been dark and indistinct, but it felt alive, as if it were aware of their presence. The atmosphere shifted from one of excitement to sheer terror, and the brothers instinctively huddled closer together. "Let's get out of here," Joshua urged, his voice rising above the chaos. The group turned to flee, their flashlights flickering as they raced down the corridor. The scream echoed in their minds, and the shadow loomed large in their imaginations. They stumbled through the maze of rooms, their hearts pounding in their chests as they desperately searched for the exit. The hospital, once a place of curiosity, had transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth, and every creak of the floorboards felt like a warning. As they finally burst through the front doors, the cool night air hit them like a wave, and they didn't stop running until they reached the safety of their car. Breathless and shaken, they exchanged wide-eyed glances, the reality of their experience sinking in. "What just happened?" one of the brothers panted, his face pale. Joshua could only shake his head, still reeling from the terror they had encountered. The abandoned hospital had revealed its dark secrets, and they knew they would never forget the chilling scream and the mysterious shadow that had haunted their exploration. That night, the bonds of brotherhood were tested, and the legend of the hospital would forever be etched in their memories, a reminder of the thin line between bravery and fear. In this captivating video, we journey through a series of eerie encounters that highlight the thrill and danger of urban exploration. Each story shared serves as a reminder of the fine line between adventure and the unknown, inviting viewers to reflect on their own experiences and the chilling tales that often accompany such explorations. The first encounter takes us to an abandoned asylum, where the unsettling atmosphere is punctuated by the sounds of distant whispers and the feeling of being watched. Viewers are left with the haunting realization that the past can linger in unexpected ways, urging them to consider the history that permeates these forgotten places. Next, we delve into the chilling experience of a group exploring an old, decrepit mansion rumored to be haunted. As they navigate through the darkened halls, they encounter strange occurrences, objects moving on their own and unexplained cold spots that heighten the suspense. The key takeaway here is the importance of respecting the spaces we explore, as they often hold stories and energies that can be both fascinating and frightening. This encounter serves as a cautionary tale, reminding viewers that while the thrill of discovery is enticing, it can also lead to unsettling experiences. The video then shifts to a spine-tingling tale of a ghostly figure spotted in an abandoned hospital. The group's initial excitement quickly turns to fear as they realize they are not alone. The chilling scream that echoes through the halls leaves them in a state of panic, emphasizing the unpredictable nature of urban exploration. This encounter highlights the need for caution and awareness, as the thrill of adventure can quickly turn into a terrifying ordeal. Viewers are encouraged to reflect on their own boundaries and the risks involved in seeking out the unknown. As the video progresses, we hear about a chilling experience in an old factory where the explorers encounter strange machinery that seems to operate on its own. The eerie sounds and flickering lights create an atmosphere of suspense, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. The key takeaway from this encounter is the reminder that some places may still hold remnants of their past, and the energy within them can be both captivating and dangerous. This story encourages viewers to approach urban exploration with a sense of respect and caution, acknowledging that not all encounters will be friendly. Throughout the video, the overarching theme is the thrill of urban exploration, juxtaposed with the potential dangers that come with it. Each encounter serves as a reminder that while the allure of discovering hidden places is strong, it is essential to remain vigilant and aware of one's surroundings. The stories shared encourage viewers to reflect on their own experiences and the emotions that arise when faced with the unknown. As the video comes to a close, viewers are invited to engage further by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. the creators express their desire to build a community of fellow thrill seekers and ghost story enthusiasts, encouraging viewers to share their own spooky encounters in the comments section. This invitation fosters a sense of connection among viewers, allowing them to bond over their shared fascination with the eerie and unexplained. In summary, this video serves as a thrilling exploration of the world of urban exploration, filled with chilling encounters that leave viewers both captivated and contemplative. The key takeaways from each story emphasize the importance of respecting the spaces we explore, acknowledging the history and energy that may linger within them. The thrill of adventure is undeniable, but it is accompanied by the need for caution and awareness. As viewers reflect on their own experiences, they are encouraged to share their stories, fostering a community of like-minded individuals who appreciate the thrill of the unknown. So, if you've ever had a spooky encounter or an eerie experience, don't hesitate to share it with us. Your story could inspire others to embark on their own adventures, reminding us all of the fine line between thrill and danger in the world of urban exploration.